Didn't get it quite in time. Shame. Anyway, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, I just finished up with pause, I guess. Ugh. Again, I really gotta stop. Like, I'm going to bed later, and I hate it because I was playing Tiny Tina's with Ty, and it took us till 6 o'clock, because again, we spent like an hour talking about random nonsense. With the birthday boy, Kyle. I doubt he's here, but if he is, again, one last time, happy birthday for this year. But I'm getting tired of being tired because I go to bed at 6. But anyway, enough of me complaining. Hope you're all having yourselves a wonderful Friday and a wonderful almost end of the year. I'm not fully here yet. That yawn is actually well deserved. Again, I'm not here yet. You're also probably wondering why am I using this headset when I have my red headphones that are really right there. The reason being, they don't really work anymore. The right phone, or whatever you call it, just doesn't pick up any sound, unless it's like, you do the classic, like, just, if you know, you know, which I'm assuming most people probably do. But then again, most people have wireless stuff now, so they might not remember, I don't know. But I'm like, okay, I mean, that's a little bit of an annoyance, but, I mean, I can probably still work with that. I plugged it in the other day, and it just doesn't register anymore, so I'm like, alright, well, it is basically useless now. Cool. I really like them, too. So now I'm just, like, in the market for new headphones, because I don't want to keep using a headset. I hate using, like, these really big things. They never feel comfortable for long periods of time. I'm not a big fan. I'd much rather have, like, a thing of headphones like that, but, you know, stronger. Though I do like that this wraps around the ears. I just wish that they were more comfortable overall. Also, I just realized I forgot to hit record again. I don't understand why I can't remember to hit record. I literally wasted 4 minutes. Anyway. I mean, I guess this technically works out, you know, actually starting here. Alright, time to go for 30 of these. Oh, never mind. It was a lot shorter than I expected. Alright, so we were doing the, Mother Base people, because apparently that's what you have to do for Paz's thing, and I don't have any of the other missions, so we'll be just using the time while we do this to listen to cassette tapes.
Please select a landing zone heading to Afghanistan.
I really hope the rest of these guys are not nearly as annoying as the first one was. But anyway, for potentially YouTube, depending on how bad the Twitch streaming bit is, welcome to the Friday recording / Saturday upload or whatever, I don't know. As I'm sure you can tell, I'm not even fully here. My brain is like completely mush because I woke up at 6, or not woke up at 6, I went to bed at 6. And just woke up like maybe an hour ago. Really not a big fan of going to bed at 6. Honestly, I wish I could go to bed earlier. Sometimes I'm just like, I want to go to bed early, but if I want to hang out with some of my friends, I gotta go and stay up really late, especially since it's the holidays, so most of them will probably have like time off. Anyway, enough of that. I don't remember if I fully listened to this, so we'll just let it go.
Snake, about the escaped children. Eli confessed.
Wrong freaking. I literally just hit this and I already hit the wrong button again.
The battlefield. Don't rob them of their freedom, he said. If you bring them all back, there will be consequences. Next to be asking for our surrender. Consequences? What consequences? No idea. That's all I have for now. You're too attached to those kids. Stop protecting Eli. Listen to yourself. Let me question him, and we'll get some real answers. Not necessary. I'll report as and when.
Okay, so yeah, I did listen to that one.
Boss, we found weapons in the children's section of the living quarters. As you know, weapons are strictly off limits. We've got some rule breakers. The weapons we found were handmade. Blades ground out of knives and forks, a couple of bow guns built out of scrap, and explosives made using detergents. And get this, the explosives were tightly packed with nails. The kids put the blame on, you guessed it, Eli. I guess that's what he meant by consequences. I questioned him about it, but this time he claimed they want to be put out on missions. Send us to the battlefield, he says. Miller, enough is enough. You've protected him too much already. It's my turn to question him. Protected? What Eli's doing is issuing a threat. Comply with my demands or I'll respond with force. But it'll be war at this rate. Forks and soap aren't gonna kill us, but some of them will end up dead. Is that what you want? Now, I hate to say it, but they want to be on the battlefield. It's time you gave up this fantasy. Eli, he said they'd rise up against us if we bring the last kid back. There, you see? Ignore his demands. Don't let him return to quarters. That attitude is contagious. We'd lose control over them for good. For the time being, we've confiscated those handmade weapons. We're bumping up security and the number of psychiatric counselors. As for Eli, he needs some very special care. You mean solitary? Well, we can't leave him in contact with the other kids. If you won't do it, I will. Boss,
that's the target.
Extracting those kids.
I remember him. He was off base during the attack 9 years ago. Bring him home, boss.
Good to know that the trank rifle is the best bet, because apparently the trank, like, handgun is absolute garbage to do that.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Arrived.
Also, I guess I got a majority of the cassette tapes, so that's fine.
Please select a landing zone.
I wonder if I could get away with getting those guys. Because one of them was like A or S, so I'm like, I gotta see if I can get them. Unless he's a boaster, I don't remember if he had a thing.
Detected.
I know the
Updated.
not golden one had a thing, like a little icon. I should also make sure that there's nobody else down there. So it looks like it's a little outpost. He doesn't have a thing, so he's legit. Alright, cool.
Coming too. Roger that.
Arrived at Mother Base.
Nice. Nicely done.
Please select support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Alright, so I got 3 people out of this. That's not too bad. And technically 2 more cassette tapes down. How many do I have left at this point? see, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The ultimate hamburger. Okay, so I only got 10 of these left. That's not bad. I would start listening to them, but Pequod will be here any minute now. Nope, there he is. Wow, this is a really good scope.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Quiet in the background over there, just flying like sniper monkey.
This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
Alright, let's go see what Paz is up to now. If my theory is correct.
Gaining altitude.
I also don't know how many mother base soldiers there are, so it might also be like a threshold I have to reach. I don't know. But I have water. No, I don't. I don't have any beverage. Oh well.
Side ops list updated. Please select a landing zone. Heading to Mother Base.
Hopefully, hopefully I'll eventually be able to actually progress. Because I don't think I got any, like, indication of, like, oh, hey, you got more main missions, Snake. Because from what I have been told, the next mission I'm about to do, like, next main mission, Mission 43, is the saddest mission in the game. So, who knows what's going to be with that. Cool. More copyrighted music to partially block my video on YouTube.
Oh, Snake! What is it, Snake?
Hold on. Somebody just... Okay. Thanks, Doc. Just gonna go ahead and mute all of these for the next 3 hours. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Welcome, Doc. How's it going? But I did get something with Paz, so let's see what this is about.
Remember Professor Galvez on his instrument during Peace Day?
Possibly, depends on how many missions I will
Such
actually
a
get.
funny sound for a musical instrument. He said the Soviets invented it. Everyone sure seemed impressed. Music has no borders. The professor taught me that. Where's Professor Galvez anyway? Ugh. My head. It hurts.
Yep, and the photo just disappears again. Alright. Why does she wear that? Like, why not just have, like, a gown or something? Unless it's just more comfortable. Doesn't look like it. I don't know. So yeah, it's not cutscenes that we get, but we do get little interactions whenever we bring back a Mother Base member. So, guess I'm going to be doing that until the mission pops up.
Please select a
Yeah,
mission.
no, still nothing.
Please landing zone.
Roger. This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Yay, the copyright music is back, so that way it gets blocked in Russia or wherever it was being blocked.
This is Pequod. On station at LZ.
Alright. Honestly, I don't even know how comfortable a gown is, like
Gaining altitude.
like your average hospital gown. Never had to wear one. The only thing I know about is that apparently, like, most of the time whenever you wear it, you don't have anything underneath, so it's just, like, you turn around, it just shows your butt, and I'm like, that just seems like a poor design choice. I don't know. So I guess, well, why not just have both at that point? Then again, I guess who's really going to talk with her much except for doctors, right? So, if there's ever a time to be comfortable in less clothes, I guess it would be then.
Please select a land heading to Central Africa.
Oh, we're going to Africa now.
Deploying.
But yeah, for his sake, happy Kyle's birthday, Doc. Because he really, really likes his birthday. It's a national holiday to him. Yeah, it's Kyle's day. That honestly sounds like a holiday. Dang it, Kyle. There we go. Jeez, I was trying to open this thing up the entire time.
The kids you brought back to base have laid out the situation.
Worldwide.
They all escaped to each of their home villages, or were trying to get home, and lost their way. Not that homesickness is gonna explain everything we've seen. Each of their home villages? They were trying to raise troops for the rebellion. You really think these kids have an armed uprising in them? You read the report of the security team member who had a rock thrown at him. There'll be a riot if we don't do something. And Miller, this is because you didn't act fast enough. Fine. I'll admit you were right this time. Seal off the kids' quarters from outside contact before it's too late. All right. Eli said his rebellion would start when the last kid is brought back, right? You better be ready to meet him head on if it really happens. Yeah. You should have left it to me in the first place.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Boss, they're just kids. We have a responsibility to see that those kids make it. It's not about feeling protective or the pros and cons. I hate kids. That's exactly what I heard from the people who raised me. People who abandoned me, more like. That's the spark that kept me going, you know? I wanted to show those adults what I was made of.
Analysis
Wanted to get back at them one day. But before I knew it,
I was all grown up.
Complete.
Never saw it coming.
Analysis complete.
All of a sudden, people treated me as an adult.
No,
It turned out to be.
this is still like, I'm getting, Mother Base soldiers. I haven't gotten the mission yet.
I could have grown up better. Yeah, that's it, all right.
But I did just start like 20-some minutes ago.
That's all this was. From their point of view, I'm no different from the assholes who gave me a hard time. When this is all blown over, I'll talk it out with them. If that's still possible. Boss, there are still kids out there. Bring them back safe.
Boss, it's me. Eli's revealed what he wants. He wants to speak with you. With Big Boss. He just said, bring my father here. Eli's too smart for his own good. No way to tell what he's thinking. All we know for sure is his men are important to him. That means we can use the escaped kids as leverage in any negotiation. Once you've brought the last one back, I'll interrogate him. If the kids do rise up, we'll meet them full force. End of story. I didn't want things to turn out like this. We could have prevented it, but it's too late now. If Eli means to take this all the way, he's gonna force us to do the same. Boss, go get that last kid. You know, when you brought back all the child soldiers who escaped, Eli knew they'd returned. Needless to say, nobody said a word to him. I guess they got a message to him somehow. Eli wasn't put in the corner in timeout. He was locked up in that room, completely cut off from the outside world. Then how do you find out? There's only one possibility I can think of. The Soviet Union has been researching military applications for psi phenomena. Psi? Things like psychokinesis and ESP, extrasensory perception. You mean moving objects without touching them? Knowing what cards somebody's holding up? Psychic powers? Come on. I thought that was just another bunch of disinformation aimed at the West. Just bear with me a second. One type of ESP is telepathy. It's the ability to know another person's thoughts through nonverbal means. You're saying Eli read our minds? It's the only idea that doesn't involve someone getting to him. Ocelot. Look, psi research isn't some hocus pocus. It's all evidence-based, scientific. There's gotta be another explanation. Maybe one of the kids stuck a note to your back. I hope that's the case. But I am convinced that they have, or Eli has, a connection to some force we have yet to identify. You better watch yourself, boss. How am I supposed to do that? If he is depending on something for help, well, that's his Achilles heel. If you can figure out what that something is, you might be able to use it against him. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, and the medical team is looking after the kids left on Mother Base. For the moment, they don't seem too panicked. But boss, get this. Eli got those kids to plot their armed uprising as a diversion. Also, he could steal Sahelanthropus and escape. That Brad got us good. Set us up and knocked us down. And then there's that mystery kid who was with Eli.
That's the target. I remember him. He was off base during the attack 9 years ago. Bring him home, boss.
Dang it. Oh. Dang, he had a grenade. Sleepy time grenade. I can't believe that missed. He ducked that perfectly. Also, I missed out on the ending of that tape. Dang it! Well, I guess since this is going to be taking me 30 hours.
We finished decoding the informant's report. That floating kid we've run into a few times now. Looks like he was a test subject in clinical experiments. The Soviets called him the Third Boy. The Third Boy was brought to a lab on the outskirts of Moscow from Czechoslovakia, after which he was due to be sent to a research center in Leningrad, then Siberia, and finally an academic town in Novosibirsk. It doesn't appear that the researchers witnessed the talents we've seen from him, but nevertheless he was quite the popular subject. His latent cognitive abilities suddenly awoke en route to Moscow.
How? How did that not get him? How did that get me? Oh, it rolled down the hill. Oh my word.
Easily influenced by other individuals' biofields. Evil thoughts, in particular. They affected his mind like a virus. Extreme anger or resentment, motives for revenge, in other words. Now, during the transport flight to Moscow, the boy was exposed to a powerful mental energy field coming from a certain individual. Ever since, being conscious of his powers, he's become a sort of energy generator. What's unique about him is the way his acute telepathic abilities get taken over by another person's will. The boy began to
This is actually so annoying.
parasitize individuals experiencing extreme anger and codify the host's desires. This includes amplifying the host's natural strengths. Or, in accordance with the host's desires, he can also implant program code in another individual, making them a puppet, essentially. Human neural synapses transmit weak electrical currents between neurons. These electrical currents, though at a level difficult to observe, warp the magnetic field outside the body. The Third Boy is able to pick up these weak fluctuations. Contrary to psychotronics, which involves controlling the human mind, his abilities as a receptor are too high. The emotions he picks up from another individual are amplified and unleashed into his body as they recur in his brain. They turn into microwaves, which then affect the physical world, triggering paranormal phenomena like the spontaneous combustion of organic matter or psychokinesis, moving an object without touching it. There's one other thing. While he's parasitizing a host, the boy's ego gets shut away, allowing the will of the host to take control of his powers, like some annoying static drowning out your own voice. That means he isn't responsible for what's been happening.
Oh my word.
His extreme anger has
This
manifested
dude.
through the Third Boy's powers in ways none of us could have predicted, which would mean this was going on somewhere around us. Looking back on it, a lot of things make sense now. The man on fire, Sahelanthropus, they both came to life thanks to the Third Boy's powers. Everything has been happening through him as a catalyst. We first saw him in the hospital on Cyprus. The boy parasitizing the man on fire's desire for revenge gave him his new abilities in return. He next appeared at the Hamid Fighters Fort where the honeybee was hidden. There, the boy parasitized Skullface's vengeful... He controlled Sahelanthropus, making it
irritating.
do whatever Skullface wanted. Same goes for when we extracted Emmerich onto the chopper. When he appeared at the Devil's House in Central Africa, Skullface's will controlled the man on fire via the Third Boy's powers. Everything is clear up to this point. But even the informant couldn't pinpoint who the host was in the cave within Surat power plant. Sahelanthropus suddenly became active, then crushed out...
She went for the enemy. Oh my...
Skullface as well. Surely neither of them could have been the host. Who else was at that location and bore anger more extreme than either of them? Who
Cool, I've just made this harder for myself.
Sahelanthropus? According to the report, emotions transmitted in children's brains affect the surrounding magnetic field more strongly. Cerebral nerves are covered with insulation called myelin sheaths to increase impulse speed. The reason for this leakage has to do with the fact that children's myelin sheaths are still developing. So, how many children do you remember being there? Children with a burning desire for revenge and bearing a grudge against you. I can think of only one. Eli. We don't know what kind of life he's had, but the resentment he's shown toward adults is nothing short of extraordinary. The third boy resonated with Eli's mind. And that means Eli bore the strongest animosity of all individuals within the boy's reception range, estimated to be a 3-mile radius, beating out even Volgin and Skullface. The third boy has probably remained hooked on Eli's anger since. You remember at the Devil's House, the third boy showed an interest in Shabani? That must have been his ego making a rare appearance. He may possess abilities far beyond anyone else in the world, but he's still a kid. Maybe them both being kids was enough to bring them together. And if so, maybe with Eli, he isn't feeding off him, but acting in symbiosis with him. So what kickstarted the third boy's powers? If we look at the location and time that his plane went down, we can make a pretty good guess. When the plane experienced the first anomaly, it gave an accurate report of its position to a control tower, due north of the Black Sea, 125 miles east of Kiev. Dead south on the Black Sea is Cyprus's Green Line. So the plane's position was directly north of the hospital where you'd been asleep for 9 years. And this anomaly was reported at exactly the same time that you woke up. The plane was enveloped in flame from the inside out. The fuselage burnt to ashes. There were no survivors, at least not publicly admitted. Your thoughts formed a synchronicity with the boy's psyche and were amplified inside his brain. That would have been
This is going to actually be so annoying to deal with.
a big bang in his head, blowing the lid off his powers. The boy was then secretly moved to the lab outside of Moscow where Volgin was comatose. There, Volgin's thoughts resonated with the boy and he was awakened. Volgin became the man on fire, hell-bent on getting revenge on you. His instincts led him straight to you.
I hate myself.
Or perhaps from even before. Monitoring this pair of extraordinaries, he discovered the hospital and sent his assassin and XOF. Skullface was probably watching the situation from close by. Then, realizing how useful these two test subjects could be, he approached them. Reacting to Skullface's thirst for revenge, this time the boy let Skullface's will control Volgin. Volgin, at times driven by personal revenge, at times through Skullface's will, kept on moving, though his body was little more than dead meat. Perhaps there were moments where even your thoughts affected him as well. But without the boy's power, it was like the plug had been pulled from the socket. Everything was powered by anger, malice, revenge. This is how the end of the report sums things up. Both the third boy and the man on fire were originally test subjects of paranormal research for... How did that not... I don't freaking get this. I'm literally gonna be here for the next 50 minutes. The leader of an enemy nation and making him launch a nuke. For stopping the heart of someone... Alright, next time I'm just gonna drop the thing on him. I don't even care anymore. Where are you? Human abilities. They were used as tools of the Cold War. The boy's only crime was being born with unique gifts. But he was sacrificed on the altar of war. His life reduced to slavery under other people's wills. Turned into a living weapon with no will of his own. And eventually the only emotion he could feel must have been the desire to get revenge for the hand he... Gonna be raining something in a minute. It's you that awakened the boy's powers. But there's more to it than that. I guess the anger emanating from you was something he could truly relate to.
Detected. The map has been updated.
Come on.
Strike will commence shortly.
There's no way he actually got out of that. What is this dude? He took that strike like a champ. Why is this the hardest guy in existence to deal with? Oh, dang it! Ah! Yeah, he'll absolutely have all E's. Oh no, he's all D's and a B.
Sun will set shortly.
I don't understand.
There is going to be a kind of festival held on Mother Base. They are calling it Peace Day. Snake and his men may be without a nation, but they are still an army, and that means sometimes they have to fight the bad guys. Of course, they should not fight at all. It is obvious to me that any problem can be solved with reasonable discussion. Maybe Snake and the others think so too, because the idea is to set aside war for one day a year.
Yeah,
and relax
probably.
in peace. I do not know how it came about, but apparently Snake and Miller got the idea while they were talking, and everyone on Mother Base went along with it. To think that deep down they all share a love of peace, that makes me happy. But never mind that. Somehow I have ended up singing on stage. Miller was all, "Come on, both our names mean peace. It will be great." Why does that mean we have to be in a band? Then he roped Professor Galvez in too, saying, "Hey, Galvez comes from peace too. We are the perfect act." I am not sure Miller really understands the origins of the name Galvez. But then again, you always have to take Miller's talk with a grain of salt. What I cannot believe is he went and told everyone we'd be performing together without even asking my opinion. Now everyone thinks it has all been decided. I like to sing, but I have never had to perform in front of a crowd. I do not think I'm up to this. But everyone seems to be looking forward to it. I guess I would hate to let them down. And anything
heck
is
is
better
all
than
that
letting Miller
smoke?
sing. Oh, that was mean. Miller said he was going to write a song for us. I wonder what it will be like. It is funny. The more nervous I get, the more I find myself looking forward to it.
Dude, what the heck came out of this guy's freaking head? He was steaming.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
The heck?
You gonna extract him?
Side ops list updated.
Yes?
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Boss, we have an emergency. There's been another outbreak of the vocal cord parasites on the base. Several men are dead. It started in the laboratory on the quarantine platform where the radiation leak occurred. I'd only just deployed the security team. I've sent in a rescue team to help, but they haven't returned. Boss, I need you on this. Come back to Mother Base ASAP.
Oh no. Oh man, I got a bunch of gunk in my eye. Didn't clean that out this morning. Not again, I've only been up for so long. Better do it now, because otherwise I'm probably gonna start crying. And it'll just make it worse.
The quarantine platform. We sent a team to investigate and recover the survivors, but they haven't returned.
There's nothing on the radio either. We got a backup team ready to go. Just give the order and
I'll go alone.
Boss, what are you... There's no need for that.
We can't afford to lose anyone else.
We have no idea what's going on
Exactly. Anyone still alive's at their breaking point. Last thing we need is another unit storming in. No telling how they'd react.
Fine. First off, check how much the infection has spread. Rescue comes next, after we know the situation. When you're ready to move, just use the iDroid.
Bum bum bum. Well, I guess we're finally getting the last, not the last mission, the new mission. Next mission. That's the word. Yeah, no, another outbreak, Doc. Oh boy. Ooh.
We have no idea why the parasite has showed up again. I thought we took care of it. We need more information.
A landing zone.
Find out what's going on, boss. Select the mission on your iDroid.
I will do that after I talk to Paz. Everyone is going to die. I mean, remember, like, it's more than likely the English strain, so... More than likely. It's entirely possible that it's a different grouping, but we gotta go talk to Paz at least before I start this up. Oh no, Jacob, what? What'd I do? No. I was about to be like, you know what, I'll go for the bit, but then I'm like, I'll probably mispronounce something. Because I was thinking, oh, you know what if I just Google Translate? And then I'm like, that's probably going to go horribly. I mean, yeah, obviously I'm a goner. I failed Spanish multiple times. I mean, I don't have that.
Oh, Snake!
I don't have that set up. As funny as that would be, I don't have that set up.
What is it, Snake?
People gonna die, Paz.
Who took this? Strangelove? Maybe when she rubbed that sunscreen on me. Oh, I'm trying not to remember it. But you know, despite her quirks, Dr. Strangelove is a good person. I wish you'd come and say hello. My head, it hurts.
I wonder why that photo just, like, disappears. So weird. Alright, well, you have yourself a good nap, Paz. I'm gonna go and deal with the situation.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted.
That is true. Shining lights, even in death.
Boss, let's go over the situation again. We've got another parasite outbreak in the laboratory on the quarantine platform.
What is this? No idea.
Damn it! What the? Shit!
We've sealed all the exits to keep it from spreading. No one's getting out. One of the researchers inside managed to isolate the parasite behind the outbreak. He faxed over his findings. Code Talker's analyzing them now.
Why this new outbreak, despite our inoculation? This is still unclear. Introducing the Wolbachia to the infected prevented symptoms during the last epidemic. The parasites lodge in the victim's throat, forming a mating pair. But the Wolbachia turns the male to female. Two females can neither copulate nor lay eggs.
That's why the rescue team went in with more Wolbachia. But the outbreak still isn't under control.
They should not be capable of laying eggs. Yet, we have a new outbreak. And the Wolbachia have no effect. I pray this is not some new strain. If it is,
then someone may have brought it here. If there's a spy running around.
For now, we must focus on discerning the outbreak mechanism. The cases show another alarming new development. It is now even more difficult to tell who is infected. The eggs propagate out of sight. No external symptoms. One who appears healthy may be dying on the inside.
Like me!
What happened in there? Boss, I still can't raise the rescue team I sent in. We know how to proceed if we just knew how to ID the symptoms. Finding that out is part of your job in there.
Okay.
Analysis complete.
Why is this guy still got a question? Sly Hippo. Why are you so secretive, Sly?
Hang on, Snake. We've just had a transmission from inside. Here's the audio.
It all makes sense now. I win.
Where's it coming from?
Unknown. It cut off before we could get a fix. It all makes sense. Think he means the parasite? No way to know. But right now, that's all we've got. Hopefully he can tell us something. We'll have to close the tent behind you, boss. Don't think the infection's airborne, but... Find the source of that transmission, boss. Find our man.
You never know.
Ah man, I'm already feeling the drama right now from this.
What is it?
Something sweet. I can smell it even through the mask.
The rescue team reported that too. Said it smelled like ripe fruit.
We cannot allow the infection to spread. If anyone shows symptoms, you must put them out of their misery.
That includes me.
So they only give you the lethal weapon.
Guess the parasites killed him. Don't touch him. He's covered in blood.
Staff member has died.
He's got a mask. He's with the rescue team. And the guy from before.
I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of spooky.
Message. We'll try to clean it up.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Sunny Boa. I'm sorry. Oh, no, okay.
What the hell were you thinking? Mission failed.
She looked like she was infected! Alright, well, I guess she wasn't. She was all like... Okay, so that's clearly not a sign. Good to know.
Building. Locate whoever sent that transmission.
She just needed a hug? Yeah, that ain't happening.
Don't touch him. He's covered in blood.
Staff member has died.
Was that more of the message? We'll try to clean it up.
Nope.
Staff member has died.
Step aside, boss. I just want to go outside. I can't die in this hell. I'm not infected. I can't be right if I am.
Analysis
I don't want to go out
complete.
like this.
Staff member has died.
Yikes.
The boss will come. Boss, it's you.
He's wearing a mask. He's part of the rescue team. Looks like he's not the one who sent the message. I'd like to hear what he has to say, but you need to keep going.
Complete. Analysis complete.
Radio shut up when I did. It was fire when we entered. But I couldn't bring myself to shoot back. Like you said, boss. Never point a weapon at one of your own.
Yeah.
Another transmission.
Okay, I just went to a circle, I guess.
I have analyzed part of the data that was faxed out. It appears even those who barely spoke became symptomatic. This must be some kind of mutation.
Hmm.
Staff member has died.
Boss, what the hell happened?
It
At least you're okay.
What's going on?
I win. I'm no snail.
Damn it.
So he sent the transmission. Seems like he had a way of IDing who's symptomatic. But what was he trying to say? Snail. Yes, of course. It all makes sense now. Do not let anyone showing symptoms get outside. As infection progresses, it triggers an overwhelming urge to get out in the open. That's the parasite controlling them. Once outside, the birds will feed on infected bodies, spreading the parasite on land. The whole world will be infested.
Oh, now this is the time when I have to kill my men.
To shoot, boss. We can't let them outside.
Alright.
Damn it. We can't allow any contagious individuals to leave. Shoot. That's it. That's good. You still have those goggles. If you see a glow in someone's throat, that means they are infected. And all you can do is give them a quick death.
Well, this is not going to be fun.
He's infected. We can't save him now.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Has died. Has died.
Snake! You just killed your own... Emmerich, what the hell? Nobody asked for your opinion. You expect me to just stand by and watch this?
I can't wait to get all the way down to the bottom of this and find out that the woman I shot was infected.
Has died. Has died. Has died.
So far, everybody's been infected.
Has died.
You yourself said we're a family. Or was it all lies?
I mean, this isn't what I wanted.
Has died.
Well, she was infected.
Has died. Has died.
Shooting your own men. That's not the big boss I knew.
Move me! They're going outside! No, we're dead anyway. Boss! Boss! Hey! That's what the boss decided. We live and die by your order, boss. Boss!
This is gonna be painful. I'm sorry.
Has died. Has died.
Hang on, boss. Is he wearing a mask? He might not be infected. Examine him with those goggles.
Game. Man, good thing you were in the corner, dude.
Carry the rescue team member to the exit. He's the only one not infected.
The map has been updated.
Yeah, they did. Get the Peace Walker theme. Yeah, no, like they saw all their friends getting shot, and it was like, man, I hope that's not gonna be me next. Man, just like seeing them all stand up and salute, that made it worse.
Got a survivor. Unlock the door.
Wait. I don't think I made it after all.
What? You just checked him.
Could it have progressed this quickly?
Boss, take another look at him with the goggles.
He is infected.
I don't believe it.
Maybe it got in through my wounds. They're waiting now. All of them. Do it.
Staff member.
I'm sorry, boss.
Indeed, Dire Panther will never be forgotten. Yeah, my horn grew 3 sizes that day. Yeah, no rank seems about right. Well, that was depressing. I feel a cutscene.
There's nothing we could have done for them. We're all grateful, boss.
It's your fault! They're dead because of you!
What?
He's right. I killed him with my own hands.
They were on your side! I'm on your side! And you turned them all to ashes!
They wanted you to shoot. It was that or be burned alive. Come on. Let's get this over with.
Wait. Scatter your sorrow to the heartless sea.
Yeah, that was this is absolutely dire. We have to honor him this much. Okay, well maybe tasting is a little much.
I will always be with you. Plant your roots in me. I won't see you end as ashes. You're all diamonds.
We're not burying them at sea. What then?
We'll make diamonds from their ashes. Take them into battle with us.
A shining light to our brothers in arms, even in death.
We are diamond dogs.
I'm not gonna lie, if that was like the actual ending of the game, that'd be a pretty depressing one, but also not a bad one. Yeah, no, Venom Snake was just ahead of his time.
Mission list
Boss.
updated.
I don't know how you do it. All I could do was obsess over revenge, doubting my comrades along the way. But even after all we've accomplished, the phantom pain never let up. If anything, it just got worse. But you understood that from the start, didn't you? From the moment you opened your eyes in that hospital, you knew it wouldn't go away. That you've been fighting the pain and confronting your phantoms the whole time. Knowing full well the battle would never end, not till the day you die. I respect that now, more than ever. It's an honor and a privilege, Big Boss.
Please select a mission.
Oh, but now we've got the line of missions now.
Boss, this contract comes out of Angola. That's right, Central Africa, where Emmerich claimed they were working on a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. There's been a massive oil spill from Mavinda oil field. It's flowing into the river and contaminating the water supply. An environmental NGO has asked us to stop the spill by destroying the facility. Environmental activism isn't exactly our line of work, but it's not that simple either. The group operating the oil facility and causing the spill is the rebel group UNITA. And word has it that UNITA is getting supplied with U.S. military weapons. That sounds to me like Cypher's pulling their strings. Boss, it's time to give Cypher a little surprise.
Okay.
Please specify a project.
Oh, I'm one R&D short. Alright, gonna move somebody real quick. What is R&D under? It's the wrench, okay.
Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit.
There we go.
Staff assigned. Please specify a project.
There we go. That's gonna take an hour. Well, I guess I'll just keep doing this. Oh man. I think I know what this mission is, and I'm like, I think I can do this stealth, because I almost did it stealth my first time through. It's going to be a bit of a pain. For Dyer and the others, yeah. That's the wrong thing again. Why do I still have that? I gotta get rid of that.
Came from intel.
I just kept that as like a placeholder thing and then never got rid of it.
Landing point. A spill has covered the whole area and crude. A pipeline that crosses the Muneni River failed. Now the shore's a mess. Not to mention the villages downstream have no drinking water. The oil runs to the pipeline from that facility. Taking it out should end the leak. The client this time is an environmental NGO.
I just realized I still do have Quiet. I mean, she might be helpful, I don't know, but I don't know if like her being here will alert them. Yeah, it's this one. Again, I think this one's possible. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, though.
United's been rapidly modernizing its arsenal. Rumor has it someone's been selling them U.S. military hardware. Intel's analysis suggests the broker's a front company, Cyphers. Keeping tabs on United can tell us who's pulling its strings.
Yeah, I mean, that is true, but it's again the question of, will that be enough? I mean, again, explosives didn't alert them to me, they just alerted them to a presence of an explosion.
That's step one to tracking down Skullface. And Cypher with him. Good luck, boss.
I do think this would probably be a lot easier if I had the suppressed trank rifle for Quiet.
The village is currently occupied by United, so stay sharp.
Alright, well now you're just trying to use Pokemon to get around that.
12 hours after exposure to the blood of a symptomatic colleague.
The war industry we started.
Oh, come on!
Crooked course these past 9 years. With no other options, soldiers have become dogs of war, sent to conflict zones as private forces, or PFs. Guys we fought alongside are dying all around the globe for no reason. No banner. But it's how they survive. The demand for PFs here in Africa is especially high. Cold War standoffs, resource exploitation, tribal clashes. What's big business for developed countries has only brought conflict here. That mess you're standing in is just the latest example.
I'm not just afraid to start up the cassette because it's like it's just gonna get interrupted, and that one's like a major story one. Oh my god!
It's been turned into a supply hub for United, meaning it'll be stocked with weapons and resources. Should be a thing or two that'll come in handy. Don't be shy. They deserve to be in better hands.
The map has been updated.
12 hours after exposure to the blood of a symptomatic colleague, I found myself making my way up the stairs to this room. And I am not alone. Everyone who's infected, we've all come up here wanting to get outside. I know full well I mustn't leave, given the possibility I'm infected. Yet, I can't contain this urge I feel inside me, like the alcoholic who tries to make any excuse for one more drink. Every step I took up those stairs filled me with this sense of bliss. I still have all my wits about me. It took no time at all to rewire the electronic lock and open the emergency exit. Then,
hello?
as I was about to set foot outside, I finally realized what was going on. The
desire for freedom is not my own, but that of the vocal
You
cord
good now?
inside me. They want the ravens to feed on us, pecking us to death, attracted by these sweet secretions. They have mutated to facilitate this. The sweet smell is powerful enough to attract even a species with such a weak nose. So, before the parasites take complete control, I must. Most of the staff in here are already infected. At least, everyone I've looked at is. Infection with this parasite causes a high fever in the pharynx. I have modified a pair of night vision goggles to react only to this temperature range. With these goggles, you can identify who is infected. Other infected will, like me, feel compelled to make it outside. If the ravens get their meal, they'll head for land next. That cannot be allowed to happen.
There, was that so hard there, Cause, to actually let me listen to that? Yeah, they really were. It's very helpful knowing that basically everybody was infected.
The whole idea of the vocal cord parasites was that they'd only copulate once exposed to a specific language over time. But the parasites infecting our men in the
The
laboratory...
Finda oil field is the property of Saner, South African Natural Resources. Saner drills oil wells wherever they can throughout that region. When the oil dries up, they abandon the facility. Then it's only a matter of time before the aging equipment starts leaking crude. That means United's takeover is the perfect cover for Saner. Now they can blame the spill on a bunch of oil thieves. However you look at it, Saner's far from squeaky clean.
Infected and cured still carried the vocal cord parasites in their throats. They were still there, but the males had been rendered female by the Volbachia, and copulation could not occur. So we thought, but it is the Volbachia that mutated.
Not the parasites?
You remember I told you the Volbachia attempts to maximize its number of female infected hosts?
Yes, hence the male-to-female transformation.
Precisely. But other Volbachia strains use different methods. Cytoplasmic incompatibility, killing the males, and parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis? Aphids? Aphids use that to reproduce via females only.
Very good. The females lay their eggs without a male present, creating clones of themselves in explosive numbers. Parthenogenesis was originally a means for an organism to take maximum advantage of abundant resources by increasing its numbers. Certain strains of Volbachia force this to occur, to create more and more infected females.
And that's why our men develop symptoms in the blink of an eye.
Volbachia causing parthenogenesis is common in parasitic wasps. Of course, the Volbachia
Yeah, just let the ladybugs enter your body.
But I believe the mutation, whatever it was, caused it to force parthenogenesis in its host, the vocal cord parasites. The Volbachia we used to prevent egg laying became the agent of limitless reproduction.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
I know the moment I get close enough, it's gonna be another one. You're all women, now you're all men.
You have arrived at your destination.
There it is, the oil facility. To stop the leak,
How?
you need need to shut down the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank.
Tell that to
Details are on your
seahorses.
iDroid.
Yeah, as long as they don't get the seahorse strain, we're fine.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Alright, now that I know that I'm gonna be, like, up here for a while.
There's something else. The symptomatic infected in the laboratory all wanted to get outside, even knowing there was napalm waiting for them out there. You said the parasites made them act that way, but parasites controlling humans. Is it possible?
Parasites altering the host's behavior is a common occurrence in the world of nature. Long ago, the vocal cord parasites had this ability, but even I never foresaw they might control humans. Until I heard the things your man said.
You mean the researcher on the top floor? The bit about, I'm not a snail.
Yes. Among parasitic worms, there is a genus called Leucochloridium that uses snails as intermediary hosts. As you know, snails prefer dark, gloomy environments. But once parasitized by Leucochloridium, they desire to be in the light. And that is not all. Parasitic worms.
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
Why was that so dramatic?
Boss, destroy the oil facility and stop the flow of oil. To prevent the machinery being turned back on again, you need to turn off the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank. Check the details on your iDroid.
How far did we get in that last tape? I guess I'll just listen to the whole thing, because I feel like we weren't even
Something
halfway.
else. The symptomatic infected in the laboratory all wanted to get outside, even knowing there was napalm waiting for them out there. You said the parasites made them act that way, but parasites controlling humans. Is it possible?
Parasites altering the host's behavior is a common occurrence in the world of nature. Long ago, the vocal cord parasites had this ability, but even I never foresaw they might control humans. Until I heard the things your man said.
You mean the researcher on the top floor? The bit about, I'm not a snail.
Yes. Among parasitic worms, there is a genus called Leucochloridium that uses snails as intermediary hosts. As you know, snails prefer dark, gloomy environments. But once parasitized by Leucochloridium, they desire to be in the light. And that is not all. The parasitic worms thrust themselves into the snail's antennae, making them swell to abnormal size. The snail, meanwhile, frantically wiggles his antennae as the parasites squirm inside. The swollen, wriggling antennae soon resemble caterpillars.
I don't get it.
It is so they can be eaten by birds. Leucochloridium needs a bird as its definitive host. To breed, they require their snail host to be snapped up by a predator.
That's about to
So they
be a
make
shift
the
change.
snail appear to be a
That's a
delicious
problem.
caterpillar and lead it to somewhere in open sight.
So you mean the staff trying to get outside
Was so the birds could pick at them. The parasites altered their mental state, making them crave higher places and to be outdoors. I can only surmise that both the Volbachia and the parasites mutated before the ancestors of the vocal cord parasites infected humans. Their hosts saw in the laboratory was some throwback to that time. The parasites attempting to make birds their intermediary hosts.
Sounds insane.
A praying mantis that is host to a parasitic hairworm will dive into water and drown itself, just so the hairworm can lay its eggs in water. Rats infected with Toxoplasma gondii lose their instinctive caution and run right up to cats. Just some of the many ways parasites control the host.
But we're humans. Surely our minds are too complex for that.
I thought just the same. Free will is what makes us human, and so it never occurred to me that the parasites could be controlling the symptomatic. But the mood, the will of a person can be easily affected by the balance of their cerebral substances. Take the Toxoplasma I mentioned. It does infect humans, and it is thought the infected develop a more reckless attitude.
But to think that mutations occurred in both the Wolbachia and its parasite hosts.
Your observation is most apt. Both mutations occurring at once indicates the presence of a powerful mutagen.
I see. Keep working on narrowing down what it was. There's something else. The symptomatic infected in the laboratory all wanted to get outside.
What the heck? I literally just I just listened to this. What are you on about, game?
There was
I'm okay, I guess that's just bugged.
I have spoken enough. Your men can take it from here. Will you permit me to rest? Have something to eat?
I thought you don't eat.
I can subsist without food.
Please, Snake, don't
There is
just
more to
stand up
life
like that.
than nourishment. We receive nature's blessings, and we affirm our part in it. And in doing so, we express our gratitude.
Sorry, it's
Okay, please.
So you don't need to eat and that you're part of nature in the same breath. Anyway, what can we get you?
Okay. That timing was horrible.
Damn it! Mission's a failure.
That classic timing of, oh, there was somebody around the corner. Way to go, me. I'm all the way back here.
Destroy the oil facility and stop the flow of oil. To prevent the machinery being turned back on again, you need to turn off the oil transfer pump and destroy the...
But now I know that like there is some small like window of time I can take before they like actually are fully alerted.
I have spoken enough. Your men can take it from here. Will you permit me to rest? Have something to eat?
I thought you don't eat.
I can subsist without food.
I mean, yeah, where is Quiet? That's a great point. Where the heck is Quiet? Oh, she's all the way over here.
Blessings, and we affirm our part in it. And in doing so, we express our gratitude.
Sorry, it's hearing you say you don't need to eat and that you're part of nature in the same breath.
What? Hello?
Anyway, what can we get you? Not exactly a 5-star restaurant, but the kitchen's used to serving a lot of different appetizers.
Go to the mission tab and you can get her to set up somewhere to overwatch you. What?
Have become Americanized. I eat them often back home.
And you just can't let them...
Are you talking about, like, is it the buddy support?
As far as symbols of the American Empire go,
Please select a
hamburgers are
deployment
pretty
point.
good. The victory of capitalism. Your people suffered so much they had
Oh,
to-
I just now realized, like, there's so many people, like, that know my presence already. You know what, just,
We have suffered
actually, just
more than
kill
you
me.
can know.
Okay, that didn't kill me. Why did that one not kill me?
Hamburgers as an
Yeah, just I want to restart this one.
Mission failed, boss.
Yeah, no duh.
Boss, destroy the oil facility and stop the flow of oil. To prevent the machinery being turned back on again, you need to turn off the oil transfer pump and destroy the oily water separator tank. Check the details on your iDroid.
Deployment point.
I have spoken enough. Your men. Not exactly a five-star restaurant, but the kitchen's used to serving a lot of different appetites.
Updated outer map has been
Hamburgers.
updated.
Hamburgers? Even we didn't have become Americanized. I eat them often back home. And you just can't let them go. Well, as far as symbols of the American Empire go, hamburgers are pretty good. The victory of capitalism. Your people suffered so much at the hands of America,
Complete.
and you ask for hamburgers. We have suffered more than you can know. But I do not see hamburgers as an accomplice. A single dish, providing a balanced helping of nature's blessings. Meat, grain, and vegetable. How could anyone hate such a magnificent thing? Says the guy who can survive on photosynthesis. Balance has nothing to do with it. You just like a good burger. That is also true.
The map has
Be
been
warned,
updated.
though. I have very high standards. Don't worry. I do too. All right, then. One good old-fashioned all-American icon coming up. I look forward to it.
Fixed now. Or is I don't freaking know anymore.
I hope you bought a better hamburger this time, Kazuhira. Right. Well, the last one was lacking in every way. The patty was too thin, the bun too dry, and the lettuce days old at best. Hey, that was 100% all beef patty, and no shortening in the bun either. Nature's blessings, unadulterated, in hamburger form. Is that it? But when taste falls short, so does our gratitude to nature. Making such precious blessings unpalatable is sacrilege. I hate to admit it, but I think you're right. I should have known better than to settle for second best. That's why I had him run some more R&D, develop a new burger. In fact, one of our researchers just dropped by with the latest results. Here it is. See how you like this? We shall see indeed. I thank you for this bounty, Mother Earth. So, what's the verdict? Not bad. And? But it does not hold a candle to what I ate back home. Everyone's a critic. Damn it. I was sure the Kobe beef, but maybe we didn't have enough. If we had any more, we're cutting into our profits. Profits? We'll be taking a loss on every unit. What are you talking about?
Some will set shortly.
Oh, anyway, I'll be back with another round of product. I will be waiting. Did you say product?
Oh man, the Kaz's Burger Chain.
Feeling hungry,
Caution.
old
Rain
timer?
approaching.
Old timer. I do not get hungry, no. But you have a new hamburger? You guessed it. And this time we use lamb.
Lamb.
You're not a lamb kind of guy?
A hamburger is made of beef. Whoever heard of a hamburger without beef?
Yeah, but we gotta stay fresh, stand out from our competition.
You're what?
Just give it a try.
If you say so. Not bad. But I cannot call this a hamburger.
I thought we were onto something this time. Maybe the problem is that it looks like a regular hamburger. Gotta think outside the box. Too much baggage if they come in expecting just another burger. Let's see, cotton candy? To make it look like a sheep? Yeah.
Just a minute. You really think people would eat that? What is it you are planning? Are you using me? A taste tester? A one-man focus group?
Well, actually, I've already started. I got a place called, Miller's Maxi Buns.
You are kidding me.
Well, to be honest, business hasn't been great. No one seems to like my, buns.
The Ocelot said Diamond Dog's budget did not add up. But you don't mean to tell me.
What? No. Our black budget's got it all covered. I'm not embezzling GMP or anything. Still, let's not say anything to Snake, okay?
Very well. However, Kazuhira, it takes more than premium ingredients and a clever recipe to satisfy the palate.
Okay, so what do we do?
The palate seeks one thing: chemical additives.
Chemical additives.
There is nothing mysterious or spiritual about good flavor. The tongue simply identifies specific amino acids, which the brain then recognizes as appealing. Therefore, all that is needed is to chemically isolate those amino acids and incorporate them into your products. To be clear, I speak of flavor. The rest is irrelevant.
That seems a little extreme.
Do not forget that I am a scientist after all. And using science for the benefit of others is a joy. In seeking coexistence with nature's blessings, not everything can remain in its natural form. When we fall ill, we must be treated. Otherwise, that very nature could cost us our lives. Agriculture is one of nature's many blessings. But through that process, we damage the surrounding vegetation.
Yeah. Whether it's a massive farm or a tiny field, we always leave our mark on the land.
The same is true of parasites. And for food preparation. If tapeworms in the raw meat of another animal enter the human body, they roam around trying to find their usual habitat. Sometimes even eating away at the brain in their confusion. So in looking through a scientific point of view, you see the necessity for processing food. Yes, it is also sometimes necessary to eliminate certain parasites, or selectively use or even modify others. Alternatively, we could say that if a man is part of nature, the work he does is also part of it. What is important is the balance.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, old-timer. You really opened my eyes. I fooled myself into thinking people today wanted high-quality, all-natural goods. But my favorite burgers were never about that. What they want is something like the first burger I had in America when I went to meet my dad.
Analysis
Frankenburger
complete.
loaded with additives. That's the America I knew and loved.
I'll be back in a jiffy, old-timer. My next burger's gonna knock your socks off.
Kazuhira, wait. What is important is how we balance the... Quick for a one-legged man. Frankenberger. What kind of a dive did your old man take you to?
Rise and shine, old-timer. It is complete. I had our best and brightest working overtime, fine-tuning the greatest burger the world has ever known. I call it the Chemical Burger.
Please, why do you stand up, Snake?
Now, don't judge a burger by its color. Go on, try it.
I am not very hungry.
What? Oh, I get it. Now, sure, it's loaded with additives, but each one's been approved by the WHO for human consumption.
I know that, but the problem is again, it's not suppressed.
Are you sure of that?
So it's just gonna scare people.
Fine.
Well, what do you think?
It's perfect.
Right? Right?
This takes me back to the taste of my youth. The neon signs on the Mother Road. Oh, I can see them now.
So, what do you think of our signs now? And it doesn't just taste great. You won't believe how cheap it is to make. And because it's pumped up with preservatives, it won't spoil easily in regions lacking refrigerated storage or transportation infrastructure. This bad boy can even solve Africa's hunger problem.
Excuse me.
People will no longer fight over food.
What?
Will find reason to hate one another. Mankind will come together, reunited between these fluffy buns. Forget Pax Americana. Say hello to Pax Hamburgana.
Pax Hamburgana.
Skullface thought that destruction was the way to free the peoples of the world from American imperialism. But this is different. Tackling something head-on just makes for more conflict. Only by uniting
No, don't climb up.
can its various inhabitants truly become free. Having lived as an American parasite as long
He's
as
coming too. Roger that.
talking about. The Chemical Burger is poised to be the greatest liberating force the world has ever known.
An ethnic liberator. Burger.
Now all I need is a better brand image, starting with a name. I've got to run, old-timer. I'll catch you later.
Fine. Yes, Strangelove was doing AI research in that lab.
Why hide that until now?
Okay, so what? I wasn't working alone. You've got to understand. You do understand, right? I didn't want to drag her into this. It's my load to bear, alone.
So you didn't create the AI intended to drive Sahelanthropus. It was Strangelove.
Skullface was never in favor of AI control. So naturally they argued. Strangelove, she got him angry and he killed her.
How? You didn't see it? So you found her inside that pod after the fact.
You gotta extract him.
Then you just left her body to rot in there. Or perhaps you put her in there afterward.
I asked him not to take her away from me.
So she was killed by Skullface, but you asked nicely, and he put her body in the AI pod for you.
That's right.
Pathetic. You know, we have another idea. That you killed her.
Me? I couldn't kill her.
You killed her and locked her body in the pod.
I wouldn't. Don't treat me like one of you. I can't just kill anyone whenever I feel like it. I'm a normal human being.
Oh, I see. So,
Subject on board. Destroy that separator tank. You'll need to use explosives. Got any C4?
Never do that.
what, you mean she killed herself?
Yes. She climbed inside that pod and shut the door. It can't be opened from the outside. It was suicide. Suicide, I said. She killed herself. She got in when I wasn't looking and suffocated. She'd often try to do things like that. By the time I realized...
She often tried to kill herself.
She wasn't breathing. I got scared and shut the pod again. I couldn't bring myself to open it back up. That's right. Me? Kill her? What is wrong with you?
I see. Just tell me one more thing.
Haven't you gotten enough today?
Okay, I see it's a painful memory. You don't have to answer, just listen to the question. You see, we examined her remains. She had a scar on her lower abdomen, a surgical scar. It had been stitched up and had fully healed, meaning it was long before her death. She had a child, didn't she? Your child. Where's the kid?
How should I know?
So there is a child.
I've never seen his face.
What do you take us for?
They took it all. Even my child. I didn't even know
That's the oily water separator tank. One of the targets. Take it out.
everything.
How old would he be?
It's 4 years since then.
And you know it's a boy.
Strangelove said so.
And his name?
We called him Hal, even though I never saw his face.
Alright, you planted the C4. Don't set it off until you're at a safe distance.
What was your goal in having the children repair Sahelanthropus?
I just answered their questions. I had no idea they would actually try to fix it. I mean, can you imagine a child piloting it?
Oh, sure, easily.
It wouldn't work.
Well, I bet it's just like riding a bike.
I said it didn't work.
Who did you try?
I didn't.
Did you put your son in it?
We never did that.
His name was, Hal, wasn't it? I thought you said you never saw his face. But you made him pilot Sahelanthropus. You used him in your experiments.
He wanted to get in. It was such a short time we had.
So he was with you.
We were happy.
You're still happy now. Changing your lies to suit the listener and getting by slipping through the cracks. Building layer upon layer of convenient stories until nothing means anything to you anymore. You're happy all the time because you don't even notice you're doing it. Think hard. Who are you really? You're not a victim, and you're not the silent majority. You're a perpetrator and a petty hypocrite. The real world doesn't make you suffer. It's the other way around. Well, Doctor, I have the report on the incident at the quarantine facility. Assuming the vocal cord parasite underwent a mutation. The only plausible explanations are exposure to some high-concentration mutagen, or radiation. As you know, some of the staff at the quarantine facility were infected with the parasites. The Wolbachia prevented them from copulating, but the parasites themselves can't be removed from their host's vocal cords. Once you're infected with Skullface's parting gift, you're stuck with it. The researchers regularly used X-ray equipment to monitor the parasites in their throats. No problem there, they kept a close eye on the radiation doses. But that equipment didn't just give off X-rays. It was also emitting beta rays. Even though that's unnecessary for the scans. See, beta rays have far worse effects on DNA than X-rays. Meaning the only logical conclusion is that someone added in a beta ray emitter to trigger a mutation. Those beta rays leaked out from inside the equipment. Because the emitter was retrofitted, the shielding was inadequate. And the person who ordered and inspected the equipment was you, Doctor. That makes you the only person with the opportunity to install that emitter.
So now you're saying I sabotaged medical equipment for some wild plan to make the vocal cord parasite kill everyone?
Or maybe you thought it'd reveal a way to treat the parasite without using the Wolbachia. With that much to barter, I suppose some people would welcome even a pathetic cur like you.
Just stop it!
You'd have no shortage of buyers, but most would be happy with just the parasite. You wouldn't need to offer anything else. However, if that buyer already knew about the parasite, they'd also know that by itself, it's no longer the ultimate bargaining chip it once was. To sell to that buyer, you need to throw in a bonus. A way to one-up it. There's only one buyer who'd be after that.
Emmerich, we record all communications on Mother Base. That includes radio transmissions to and from homemade devices. You've been in frequent contact with people in America. A private biotech company. A client of which is DARPA. And they are connected to Cypher. You made a deal with Cypher. You offered them a new parasite in exchange for your safety. This is the only place in the world where the vocal cord parasite still exists. And you used it as a testing ground. Tried to resurrect their bioweapon. But your plan to obtain the parasite has failed. Your bullshit ends now. And don't think you're leaving here alive.
Volgin, the GRU colonel, was burned alive with a Shagohod during Operation Snake Eater 20 years ago. Despite suffering severe burns to his entire body, he still clung to life. After you left Seleniarsk, Volgin's body was taken to a research institute in the outskirts of Moscow. But modern medicine couldn't explain why he was still alive. Not that the colonel was any ordinary man to begin with. That constant electric current he had running through his body that he could unleash at will. To be honest, I was always uncomfortable around him. Thought I might get electrocuted just by standing nearby. The institute studying him was tasked with investigating and developing human paranormal abilities. The comatose Volgin was used to further the Soviet Union's research into such abilities.
Good. You're away from the C4. Any sign of the enemy? Be sure to time the explosion carefully.
Even though the fire started in the room where they were keeping him. This occurred at around the same time you woke up. If Skullface was right, and a thirst for revenge can turn a man into a demon and keep the dead alive, then this man on fire who's been coming after us ever since you woke up, well, that just might be what's left of our old friend Volgin. It's not over yet.
A little bit of a defensive stance.
He's coming too. Roger that.
That grudge is what's keeping him alive.
Okay, so he's far. He's not coming here.
The day the
This guy's right here,
facility
though.
holding Volgin burned down, a Soviet jumbo passenger jet happened to crash nearby, far away to the north of that hospital in Cyprus. On board the plane was a young boy who was being studied at the same facility. The plane fell to earth from over 8,000 feet, but the boy's body was the only one not recovered. At almost exactly the same time as the crash, Volgin awoke in that facility. According to the Research Institute's documents, the gifts this boy demonstrated included psychokinesis and telepathy. To protect his mind from being inundated with other people's thoughts, he always wore a kind of gas mask. A rudimentary form of psychic insulation, apparently. We don't know where this boy is, but if Skullface is connected to him, we may cross paths with him yet. This boy is part of a new age, where nothing we understand about the world makes sense anymore. Don't let your guard down.
Holy cow, I've already been going for 2 hours. I'll take you with me.
There's the transfer pump control room. The emergency stop button is probably inside it.
Icky.
Oil transfer pump shutoff confirmed. Next, destroy the oily water separator tank. That'll ensure they can never use the facility again.
Now, I don't remember. I think I do still have to exfiltrate.
Boss, we've got the results of Eli's genetic tests. We can finally put this worry behind us.
We used the PCR technique and conducted DNA fingerprinting of the copied DNA sequences. Neither is mainstream science yet, but the concepts and procedures are sound. Both tests say there is 0% chance that the two of you are blood relatives, meaning the results are negative. He's not your son, nor is he your clone. He's just another person.
It was 12 years ago that Zero made plans to clone you. Eli's age and appearance certainly are a good fit. I admit the first time I saw him I did a double take, but it looks like we were worried for nothing. Eli isn't your clone. But you might still have one somewhere out there.
But if Eli isn't...
Please let there be a checkpoint. Please let there be a checkpoint. There's not going to be a checkpoint. I know there's not going to be. Why am I even thinking of it being a possibility? Oh my word, there's a checkpoint.
The oily water separator tank. Destroy it.
Well, that's the thing, like, with this literally just being like a total stealth, I was like convinced it was going to be a, oh man, you have to do it all stealth.
Boss, we've got the results of Eli's genetic tests. We can finally put this worry behind us.
We used the PCR technique and conducted DNA fingerprinting of the copied DNA sequences. Neither is mainstream science.
No, I probably shouldn't do that. That'll just bring them all here.
Both tests say there is 0% chance that the two of you are blood relatives, meaning the results are negative. He's not your son, nor is he your clone. He's just another person.
It was 12 years ago that Zero made plans to clone you. Eli's age and appearance certainly are a good fit. I admit the first time I saw him I did a double take, but it looks like we were worried for nothing. Eli isn't your clone. But you might still have one somewhere out there.
But if Eli isn't the boss's clone, why does he seem so obsessed with him? Not to mention having one hell of an attitude for his age.
I don't know. Learning the truth about himself, cursing the fact he was clone, bearing a grudge against
I forgot this was gonna load up a cutscene. Oh yeah, these guys. I forgot about them just showing up.
You destroyed the separator tank. Objectives complete. Though security will be tighter after that explosion. Get out of there ASAP.
Boss, we've got the results of Eli's genetic tests. We can finally put this worry behind us. We used the Eli's age and appearance certainly are a good fit. I admit the first time I saw him, I did a double take. But it looks like we were worried for nothing. Eli isn't your clone. Though you might still have one somewhere out there.
Why do I have supplies over
Eli
there?
isn't the boss's clone. Why does he seem so obsessed with him? Not to mention having one hell of an attitude for his age.
I don't know. Learning the truth about himself, cursing the fact he's a clone, bearing a grudge against selfish adults, and coming to hate who he was cloned from. Big boss. If that were really the case, I could understand it. I might even feel a bit sorry for him. But no clone could have a totally different DNA fingerprint.
Please. What the heck? That was in his face!
Damn it! The mission's a failure.
That was actually in his face. Why? Oh my word, we have to do it from... This is literally gonna load up every single time. How do I... There we go. I thought it was like a button prompt, but no.
Now get out of the hot zone.
Caution, rain approaching.
Crouch. Lie down, please. Alright, thanks, Quiet. That was some good timing. Yeah, I know there's crawl spaces. I know there's an exit I can take. I just need to find the one that I took before. Unless that was it. That actually could have been it. Oh, no, that's not it. I know there is a crawl space, unless they got rid of it for total stealth, which is entirely possible.
Your way out. You see any other escape route? Well, I guess you could just bust through the gate.
You're not worth it. Yeah, because, like, it was around here that was the crawl space I took in. Like, it was a sewer drain. Right there. Yeah. Okay, so that was still open. How far out do I have to run? Ooh. Where's the closest helicopter pickup?
Please select a landing zone.
I hate myself.
Boss, we've got the result. We used the but you might still have one somewhere out there.
But if Eli isn't the boss's clone, why does he seem so obsessed with him? Not to mention having one hell of an attitude for his age.
I don't know. Learning the truth about himself, cursing the fact he's a clone, bearing a grudge against selfish adults, and coming to hate who he is cloned from. Big boss. If that were really the case, I could understand it. I might even feel a bit sorry for him. But no clone could have a totally different DNA fingerprint. And the test left no room for error. You yourself were there when we drew Eli's blood sample.
Come to think of it, when we went to OKB-0, he'd snuck onto a chopper and was there.
Yeah.
He was acting strange even then. Or actually from a little before that time.
That was exactly when we began these tests.
Maybe he suspected something when we drew the sample, not knowing what we were doing to him, and becoming mistrustful of us.
Hard to say. Eli's had an attitude problem from day one.
Roger.
What is he then?
Well, if he's gonna tell us that himself, we'll need to get him to open up more first.
How long's the next one? Because this will take a little bit.
The weather will clear shortly.
Ooh. It's not gonna be that long. It's not gonna be 4 minutes of running. I might have spoken a little too soon. I did not expect this to just be a straight up wall. Okay, yeah, that one was definitely rough. That's for sure. On the bright side, I'm pretty sure most of the time now has been done for quiet suppressed trank rifle.
This is Pequot. Have arrived at LZ. We'll stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived.
Gaining altitude.
Ah, my neck.
Departing.
Alright, another mission down. That was 44.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.
I got an S. I got an S for that. Whatever you say, game. I don't even think I got an S the first time I played that mission.
Boss, we took another look into Saner, the owner of the oil field. They were behind what happened. They hired the PF, not United. They restarted the facility all the while pretending they were the victims. One other thing. Saner's Johannesburg head office is just a room in a multi-tenant building. Company's essentially non-existent. 3 years ago, that investment fund stepped in and started gutting it through a series of mergers and sell-offs. And get this, the fund itself no longer exists either. It's a shell corporation, meaning someone is just using Saner's name from the shadows. But what about those strange corpses? Just what the hell were they doing over there?
Got an A+, nice. Okay, I mean, you're a boaster, but, I mean, you got an A+ in something, so that's good. That's a lot of E's. That's a lot more E's.
You got a minute? It's about the quarantine facility. We've more or less figured out what caused the mutation in the vocal cord parasites. It was the radiation from that scanner. And the one who installed it was Emmerich. I've added a tape recording of the interrogation. You should listen to it.
Yeah, I don't get how this was an S, unless it really was just time-based, but I feel like it didn't take me that long to do it the first time. Also, I got another total stealth mission. Let's, what are we at right now? We're on 4 of this, right? Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look up to see how many of these soldiers there are. That was bright. Okay, there's a total of 10 of them. At least that's the immediate answer I got, because I don't want to go too deep into it. So let's do one of these.
Please select a landing zone.
I'll try to do that total stealth mission, but then after that I might end up calling it there. I think I can do that total stealth mission. Actually, since there's a total of 10 and this is number 4, I should probably focus on getting some of these done before. Well, again, Sunday I'll be having a big stream day. Oh, excuse me.
So what were they doing at Nzoia Badia, Baloo? That facility with all the people laid out in rows?
The abandoned factory Shabani was held in.
It is precisely as you guessed. Black Anna was coding languages into the vocal cord parasites. They infected the subjects with the parasites, then made an incision in the throat to expose the vocal cords. That allowed them to play recordings of a desired language directly to the parasites.
And the parasites learn the languages that way. That's some teaching method. I just don't get how a bunch of bugs had the brain power for it.
They don't. Do not judge them by human standards. They They do not learn as a function of intellect. Then how do they do it? What language the parasites react to is coded into their genes. You could expose the Japanese strain to English for years, and it would never learn the language and react to it. The pronunciation, rhythm, and structure are different. But what about, say, Spanish and Portuguese? Linguistically, the two are very close.
Yeah, they're both Ibero-Romance languages.
Even so, a Spanish language mating pair exposed to Portuguese will not copulate. Only when they hear Spanish. Only then. And the majority of their offspring will be the same.
So it's a little case of a mother tongue.
But if that's so, I don't see how the different strains can be created in the first place.
Well, among the many thousands of offspring, there may be just a few that react to Portuguese.
That's the target.
You're talking about...
I remember him. He was off base during the attack 9 years ago.
Helps to identify
Bring him home, boss.
strains. Those specimens are then isolated and bred with one another. From their children, specimens that react more strongly to Portuguese can again be selected and bred. Repeating this process creates a strain that reacts solely to Portuguese and never to Spanish. Mutation and selection. No different to breeding roses.
So you kept increasing the change over the generations, adapting them to languages from all over the world. Must have taken a hell of a lot of patience.
More like patience. Just how many died for this?
There's something I still don't get. In order to tell which larvae will react to Portuguese, you'd have to let them develop and then see which copulate. That means you'd need tens of thousands of guinea pigs. There's no way you could do that in a facility that small.
For normal selective breeding methods, you would be right. But there is a more effective selection method when training the vocal cord parasites.
Go on.
It is not only when mating that the parasite selects
Serious.
its language. Before hatching, larvae display markedly increased activity in reaction to a particular language. The active eggs can be identified under a black light. So the eggs that react to Portuguese are selectively placed in their throats.
How did that not... Again, how do these not count?
Narrowing down strains that react to the target language is an effective process. Though I'm sure that even so, many lost their lives to create the various strains.
Taken against their will into that dungeon.
There are two reasons for playing the tapes for the parasites. One, to isolate the eggs that respond to the target language. And two, to cause the specimens raised from the selected eggs to mate.
I get how the system works. But why do they respond to language before they even hatch? It's not like they can mate from inside an egg.
It is because the larvae learn the language before hatching.
You mentioned that what language the parasites respond to is hard-coded into their genes, and that they don't have the brain power to actually learn a language. But then you say that the larvae at Nzoia Badia Bulu were learning the languages in the egg. Your story doesn't add up.
Your country is home to a unique songbird. The Japanese bush warbler.
Sure, what of it?
What a beautiful...
How? That was perfect!
But no bush warbler can sing it perfectly at the start. As chicks, they can barely chirp at all. They must learn from their parents and other adult birds. Only then can they sing.
What am I doing wrong?
And attract females. So
That was
naturally,
dead on
there are
perfect.
individual differences in each bird's call. Though they start on the same footing, each bird is influenced by its teachers.
And the parasites are the same?
Like the birds, the parasites have a genetic predisposition towards a particular language. But while in the egg,
It must take a lot more shots then. That's the only thing I can think of, because that was perfect.
this tweaking ensures that the grown parasites will react better to the host's speech pattern.
Why would they have an ability like that?
Well, there are distinct regional differences within even the same language. Rare is the language that has no unique dialects. Yes, learning the host's speech pattern before hatching attunes the larvae to whatever twist of pronunciation it will encounter. This adaptive ability is what makes them so formidable.
I see. So a language requires selective breeding, but the parasites can learn dialects by themselves.
Of course, having the egg-stage larvae listen to the tapes in the factory was not meant to teach them. It was more important to use that trait of theirs to identify the mutated strains. As I mentioned earlier,
Is that really accurate enough to use as a weapon? You could wipe out a neighboring ethnic group by accident if their pronunciation is too close.
what you say is true. In that sense, they are imperfect as ethnic cleansers. But for his purposes, they are good enough. His objective was not to exterminate any one ethnic group, but to render the world's lingua franca, English, inert.
Okay. Just had to do one last time, right? Just had to do it one last time.
Side op completed. Please select landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Support helicopter requested.
But the fleet still throws the grenade somehow. That's my luck, isn't it? I am getting pretty hungry. Alright. Gonna do this total stealth and then call it there, probably. So, you know, this will be still like a 3-hour stream.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
That day I'll be doing whatever missions are left, as well as getting the last of the Mother Base soldiers. So that sounds like a plan. That sounds like something I could do for quite a few hours.
Warning.
My back.
Side ops list updated. Please select a mission.
The contract is to eliminate a high-ranking CFA officer. CFA doesn't just hire United soldiers as mercenaries. They're also supplying United with weapons. It just smacks of Western nations manipulating them against the socialist MPLA. Naturally, the MPLA is not happy with the situation and wants us to put a stop to it. Your standard issue East-West proxy war. Except it appears our target is the man in charge of how many weapons get supplied to UNITA. Apparently his MO is to keep the Civil War going as long as possible, so CFA can keep making a profit. Bad for business if UNITA wins too soon. So they sit back and suck the people dry. Parasites of war. Our intel suggests the target rarely ventures outside of Nova Braga Airport. But rumor has it that a Western arms dealer is headed there soon for an inspection. That could be your chance to eliminate the target from a distance. We also heard that he plans to leave the country following the inspection. This may be our only opportunity to take him out.
Oh, I remember this mission. Okay, I'm not looking forward to this one.
Please select a mission. Mission accepted.
I'm not looking forward to this one at all. Wait, has it not been that hour yet?
Deploying.
I can't wait to go into, like, look into the development, and it's like, it will be done in 1 minute. Jeez, I just now realized it said 47, so we got 48, 49, 50, 51. So four after this. Holy cow. I thought I was still pretty far away.
Head to the airport first.
So 4 main missions and then 6 mother base extractions. Again, if I do get this done, which I plan on getting this done today. Development, buddy.
Please specify
8 minutes, okay. Dang. I thought it was a lot closer to done than that. Like, I thought it was done. But I guess not.
Be careful down there, boss.
Clouds.
The thing is, too, I could just kill him, and that'll be a lot quicker. Because I know he's inside. I think I did almost total stealth this, though, last time.
Great, you made it. I've sent the information to your map screen. That's the target's predicted location. Check all around the target and plan carefully before moving in.
The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
It's like a mural. That's weird. Never noticed that before.
Boss, we've just received word that the arms dealer due to inspect Nova Braga Airport is on his way. Once his chopper has arrived, they'll be touring the facilities along with the target. Let him bring the target out into your line of fire.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Boss, get down. The enemy sniper. Stay low and crawl along the ground. That should enable you to sneak past enemies.
I don't know if that's like a tutorial, like you have to let him kind of see, quote unquote, he sees you but doesn't see you. I don't know.
That's an enemy gunship. Don't try to take down a gunship from the front. You won't win in a head-to-head shootout. Try to get behind it and take it down with missiles. The chopper will be arriving any minute. Watch out.
complete.
There's a chopper landing. It must be carrying the arms dealer. Keep your eyes on him. Our intel suggests the target will leave the country with the arms dealer after the inspection. Take him out before that happens.
Okay.
Sure you don't get spotted from above.
Where are your friends? Speak.
The map has been updated.
That dude, like, he knew I was there. That was the funny thing.
Roger that.
Analysis complete.
Oh, that dude is decked out.
Analysis complete.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I've already lost the opportunity of getting the guy where he was before for me. Or not.
That looks like the target.
I just blinded myself. That was fun.
Mission info has been updated.
Now time to crawl.
Approaching.
Since I already have a door open, I can just go straight there and get out of here. The question is, I don't remember which door it was. I think it's further up ahead this way. Man, I really lucked out that he was still going down that path. I thought he would have already, like, gone past that point, but no, he waited. What a true bro. I would try to go... Well, I mean, what are the chances that the sniper could see me from all the way over here at this door? Okay, wow, this went so much better than I was expecting.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Exfiltrated.
That's it. You've made it out of the hot zone. No sign of the enemy. Mission complete, boss.
If I don't get an S for that, I'm gonna be genuinely shocked.
Amazing. Mission complete. That right there is why you're the best, boss. The one and only.
Yo, I got Foxhound! Let's go! That's a new one. I don't think I've gotten that one before. And I did get the S.
Boss, about that target you extracted. He says he wants to work for us. Having talked to him, he doesn't seem that bad a guy. Apparently the arms dealer's people demanded they prolong the conflict, and he couldn't go against the management. That doesn't excuse everything he did, but his skills will make him a useful asset. Let's put him to good use. I've tossed that arms dealer in the break. The way he tells it, he worked in logistics with the South African army, but he was headhunted by Sainer. Whoever gave him the orders would only have been a pawn of Skullface anyway. But apparently he hasn't been in contact for some time. He doesn't know much about Sainer, not even what its president looks like. Just another cog in the machine.
Yeah, Foxhound, nice. Wow, that looks so cool. Oh man, you picked a good time to join up.
Boss, you there? We have a problem. The staff have found out everything that Emmerich's been up to. They're right on the edge. I need you to intervene before things get out of control. Get back to Mother Base ASAP.
Is they gonna throw me right there now? Yep.
9 years ago, this man acted as accomplice to the attack on Mother Base. He then provided support to Skullface. Conspiring with Eli, he repaired Sahelanthropus in secret. His research materials caused the leak at the quarantine facility, which in turn caused the Walbachia mutation, letting the parasites off their chains. We lost a lot of good men. He also stands accused of murdering one of his own family, hiding the body.
I haven't killed anyone. The rest is all wrong, too. The inspection was supposed to help everyone. I sacrificed myself for my companions just as much as any of you. Why won't you believe me?
The prosecution calls a witness. Strangelove's gravestone, haunted by her phantom.
It's just a machine.
Huey! Damn it, Huey! Open it now!
Please, let me out! Kill me!
It recorded it all. Everything. Everything you did living together.
How could a machine?
You forced your own son into the cockpit of a Metal Gear. A test subject.
How?
His mother had to hide him away. And for that, you locked her in that coffin.
No! She did it herself! It was suicide! And even if I did, what right do you have?
There's more. We have you to tell us everything you've done. Everything you've thought. All this time. 9 years ago, you agreed to the inspection in return for Cypher's guarantee that you'd be spared.
I thought it was real!
We've reviewed into everything else that's happened since you arrived here.
Please.
Guilty! All counts. Kill him! 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 Kill that son of a bitch! Kill him! We exist outside the law. What should we do, boss? Just give the order. We'll handle the rest.
Prepare a life raft. Big enough for one. Food and water, too.
Boss,
He's leaving.
He's responsible for all of this! Think of all the men! He didn't lose a damn thing! This is the enemy! And he's here on his knees!
Us? You are right, he is not one of us. But we are not responsible to judge an enemy. He leaves Mother Base, and that'll be the end of it.
Get back! Don't touch me! I'm innocent! You're the murderers! Snake! You should be in this boat! There'd have been no inspection if it weren't for your precious nuke! I risked my life trying to save you all! How can you do this? Am I the only sane one here? It's not my fault!
Look, you can't discard your phantoms forever, Doctor.
Son of a bitch will make it, you know. I can see it now. In no time, he'll be telling tales about the black-hearted Diamond Dogs. The Shining White Knight, blabbering on about our injustice, hiding behind his fool's idea of morality. And all the other fools will stand around, nodding with every word he says.
No. One day he'll see through the lies he's built up. Realize what kind of man he really is. What goes around comes around. You can't run from yourself forever.
So that's how he gets away. Oh, Kojima knows what's up. Oh man, that was funny.
Side ops list updated.
Boss, maybe you realize by now, but
Updated.
there's no other way to say it. Quiet's gone. She pulled her camo stun stowed away on the
Oh yeah, she is.
After pinpointing which she took, we figured out her destination. Afghanistan. Get after her. Only you can do this.
Boss, I told you this would happen. I wish I could say good riddance, but Quiet knows too much about us. We can't just leave her out there. Remember what you told me when she first got here. One of these days, we're gonna have to kill her. When the time comes, I'll pull the trigger. I'd say that time has come.
To answer your question, Doc, the answer is yes. Because he is very much in denial, but he also is just prone to making excuses. Because believe me, like, having played MGS2, like, I already knew he was not a good guy. I knew Huey was not good. He's not a good person. But just the amount of bad he has done is surprisingly vast. But that'll about do it for me. I'm surprised that last mission was as short as it was. It wasn't even 10 minutes, but...
Please select a mission.
Oh man, here it is. 3 of the last 4 missions, apparently. Oh, wait a minute. This doesn't add up. These are all repeat missions. My brain is confused. Vamp said that there's 51 missions, but I still had at least 2 more story missions. But none of these are story. Was in my mind? 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Oh, I'm missing 45 and 46. What happened to 45 and 46? Oh, ew. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, well, one... You got a side op. Oh, so it's probably gonna be like... It's gonna be like when they did that with Huey earlier in the story, where it was all like, make contact with Emmerich, which actually hid another mission inside of that. So it's probably gonna be that way with this, which is really weird. Okay, so I get to see what these are. Code Talker. I'm not looking forward to that, but thankfully it's only extreme. That is probably the best that I could deal with. What is subsistence? Occupation forces. What is that one? Okay, it's mission 8. Oh, this is one that Oh, no! Why did it have to be this one? Oh, why? Why did it have to be this one? I understand what Vamp meant now. And then Sahelanthropus. Which that's gonna be a pain, but at least I'll have gear. Oh, this is going to be the death of me. But I don't have to worry about that until New Year's Eve, so... Anyway, anybody out there, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you sticking around, checking it out. I'm sure there's probably a lot better content out there, but I don't know how many other people are streaming MGS5, so, I mean, you got that going for me. But yeah, that's it for me today. One more stream left for the year. One more day of Metal Year. nuts. But yeah, that's it for me. I am out of here and probably gonna make food. So let's let Friday night take us away. Enjoy your weekend, guys.